that break as a single mom and decided to write the book. So, for a lot of our listeners and viewers, what is career mapping? B, why do you think it's so important, especially in today's dynamic workplace?
I mentioned that I really had a compulsion that got me to leave a really cushy job, cushy, strenuous, but it's comfortable, paid the bills handsomely. And I just thought, my son at the time was 13, and I thought I want him to understand and have the agency and the resourcefulness to be able to always find what it is he wants to do. Because I
Mm-hmm.
found that so many people go to school because they've been told to study this, get a good job, have a good life. And
They're
I meet a
wired,
lot of
you
people
know.
who are miserable in some cases, or at least conflicted. And
Right.
I thought, I want to show people a way. And then it hit me after I'd started writing that the process that I was putting forth mimicked that of executive recruiting, because the methodology of search
Well,
says you start by asking, what is it that what is the business need, right? Not
sure.
who do I need, but what is the business need? Let me find the people who have the competencies that are going to support the needs of the business. So similarly for
Right.
you, what do I want? And again, I don't think a lot of individuals ask themselves that, which is sad to
True.
me, and a lot of people don't want to look in the mirror and really explore that. It's easier to say, well, this is what my parents told me to do, so I guess I'll just do that. And it's respectful, and I get under different cultures have different, you want to honor people, all of that.
Right. I
But
think we
that
are
was
also wired like that, right? We've been,
sure,
that's how we've been trained, wired that
absolutely.
that's how we have to do.
But think of how limiting that is in terms of your
Sure.
choices. And so career mapping is a framework all about choice. And so similar again to an executive search where you have a search strategy, career mapping is helping you create your strategy. You assess the competencies that you have from the work that you've done. And I don't care if you're going all the way back to college when you worked in a grocery store. You think about the competencies that you developed, organization, resiliency, all these different things that you tend to, the soft and the functional and the leadership competencies, these things that you've done, and you apply them in a new way. Then you decide, what is it that I want to do? What are 2 or 3 roles, companies, sectors that I can see myself in? And how do I match
Right.
up what I have with what I want? And what might be the gaps? So it might take me a couple of years to get the certifications, the education, the exposure, but how do I do that? And then how do I now go into the marketplace? Because applying and just praying and spraying is not the way to
Yes.
do it. And that is
True.
getting worse and worse because so many companies, I just read something like 36% of job postings today are bogus. Companies are putting up
True.
postings because they want you to believe that they're hiring when they just had a layoff. So,
Right.
and I just thought that is just, I don't know why AI, if it's so smart, why can't it figure out which ones are bogus and which ones aren't? Help us out
And
here.
and and plus, a lot of companies are using it to create their own CV data bank, right?
That's right. That's right. So you're getting used. It's not a good use of your time. It just isn't. If
Yeah.
there are certain things that you want to do and you don't have any other resources, you don't know anyone who could connect you
Hmm.
to someone in that organization, fine, but it's a crapshoot. It's a very low probability. And so in the book, I spend
Yes.
a lot of time talking about all the different kinds of people. And I just recorded this one of it for my YouTube video, the 8
Okay.
different types of people who need to be in your network. And you leverage, I
Hmm.
never applied for a job in all of my career. I always figured out a way to connect to someone to give me information, to connect me to someone else. You start speaking to other people what it is that you want. The example I gave of trying to get into executive recruiting, and by telling someone, he said,
Hmm.
"Let me introduce you." So there's so much more gratification, so much more alliance. Fewer choices is better than a lot. If it's the choices
True.
that you have chosen, right?
True.
Then you don't need 10. All you need is 2 or 3 opportunities because they're the ones of your choosing.
Absolutely. And then you end up focusing on those instead of, applying and really wasting your time and
Yeah.
energy and resources.
And
Absolutely.
the emotional ups and downs of being rejected. And I spoke to somebody recently and he said, yeah, I interviewed for this job and I don't think I'm going to get it. And I said, well, did you want it?
Hmm.
And he said, not really. I said, but you're already upset that you're not going to get it, even though you don't want it.
Yeah,
The games we play, right? These are
absolutely. To
really
ourselves.
sophisticated people. And they're just, I'm like, stop, you're playing the wrong game. Come back and focus on what you want. That's what the book's
Absolutely.
about.
So, yeah, absolutely. And so tell me, if someone is at the start of their career mapping process,
Yeah.
are there any tools or any steps that you recommend?
Um, a lot of it is the introspection. It's that question that you might not have ever allowed yourself to ask of what
Hmm.
do I want? What two or three things might get me excited? Even go back in time to when I was a kid. What did I want to be? Right? Why was that? Now a firefighter, maybe that's not what you're going to do now, but what was it? Was it public service? What is it? And only you can answer
Yeah,
that
what
for yourself.
genre do you want to be in? Yeah,
That's it. Pick
correct.
something, pick a sector, pick something, but have a passion for it.